everyone. Thanks again. It's always nice to come here and show some awesome sample demos. Today, I'm going to present an interesting M365 community bot, basically which will allow us to find the samples from the sample solution gallery, which David has already mentioned before, where we are able to see all the samples which are being contributed by the community, some reusable templates, some ready-to-use solutions, some SPFX samples, some scripts which are available. Basically, it's combination of all the repos which we have. There is a very nice solution gallery landing page which is available where we are able to find the samples. So this is like an attempt to create a bot out of it using the new tech stack which is available and ability to find the samples from there. I had privileged to have Kunj as a co-contributor who has helped me worked on this particular project. So before I start, a little bit about myself. I am Siddharth. I'm Microsoft MVP and founder of a company called Binary Roots. I love to work on SharePoint, Teams app, Power Platform, Azure, and .NET. These are some of the social handles through which you would be able to connect with me. I don't have Kunj here with me, but I would still like to share his social media links and everything. He's also a technical consultant working on SharePoint, Office 365, Azure.NET, and these are some of the social handles links through which you would be able to connect with him. So basically, let's start with the why part. So as we know, as soon as the OpenAI was launched, and we have seen that the technology was very promising, and people were trying to find the use cases around it. People were trying to see how they can best utilize OpenAI into their day-to-day work or into their personal productivity to improve their personal productivity or their office work productivity, right? So I was also into kind of a similar bot, and we were trying to find something basically to work with. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to explore the new technology stack, wanted to understand how things works. And I personally believe that until and unless we do the hands-on on a particular new tech stack which is available or which has come, we won't be able to learn much. Theoretically, only we can understand 20% to it, but the real challenges and real use case comes as in when we know, when we get our hands dirty, when we try things out, that is where we know, how actually things are working. So this was like just a fun project to be start with, and then we initially also thought, once we came up with the use case, we thought, why cannot we use the sample solution gallery which is available as a database and give an users ability to find samples using the bot. So that's what the driving factor of this particular project was. Now, to talk about the project or the bot which we have built, basically, as I said, it allows us to find the community samples from the solution gallery. As it is based on the Azure OpenAI and the AI, we would be able to naturally converse with the bot using the natural language. You would be able to explore the sample categories and some example prompts which we have provided so that user would know how to kind of get started with conversing with the bot. We will get some summarization of the response which has been generated by the Azure OpenAI or OpenAI, and all the citations or the reference links of the response which we got from the OpenAI, we are basically transforming it to an adaptive card carousel, where we are giving users ability to directly find that know about that particular sample which is available, the title, description, links, and everything. Technology wise, we are using Azure OpenAI, we are using the LangChain libraries, and we are using Azure OpenAI embeddings also, and we are creating the embeddings and storing it into Pinecone as a vector storage database. We are again wanted to explore new technology, so we were seeing what kind of vector database which are available. There were few options which we got, but Pinecone was actually giving us an starter plan which was basically free, and because this is a community product, we wanted to find something very cheaper or which is cost effective in nature, and that is why we went with the Pinecone as a vector storage database. As everybody would know, the source of the data on which we are going to see the samples, results, everything is available at this particular link, which is basically adoption.microsoft.com ENUS sample solution gallery, which David has already said well before. With that, let me go to the demo. So basically, I had installed the bot on my personal tenant, and to start with, what we generally do, right? We can just start with giving the greeting saying that hello. And there are some greeting message which we have handled, which doesn't go to the OpenAI, but it will say, how can I help you today? And if I say, what can you do? This will send us an adaptive card which will tell us, okay, I'm here to help find you the samples from the community. What I can do is I can find you sample discovery of ready to use samples templates. So basically an adaptive card, and the categories of samples I can brief you on description. So this is just an greeting messages which we wanted to handle if users ask bot, what they can do. From here, we have two actions which are available. You can explore the categories, or you can see the example prompts which is available. Let me start with exploring the categories. With exploring categories, what we have given is we have given an actionable adaptive card through which you would be able to select a particular category which is available, and you can select any particular category and you can submit it. So what we will do behind the scenes, we are basically creating the prompt and sending the prompt to the OpenAI to find the samples which are being tagged to the product or category which is Power Apps, right? So here what you are seeing on the top is it says that here are the samples from the product category Power Apps. It was able to find 5 or 6 samples which are available, which are tagged to the Power Apps, and then there's this nice adaptive card wherein you would be able to see the title, description, the category, who has contributed, and when it was created, and basically link to go to that particular sample. And this is a carousel, so you would be able to basically move around the carousel to see whatever results which we have got in the response also would be able to commit here, right? Now, so this is how you would be able to explore the categories. Next thing is let's explore some prompts. Okay, so to get ease for the user to find how they can use this bot, we have basically given some of the prompts which are available in what way they would be able to naturally interact with these samples, right? So basically, if I can say, if I can try one of the sample prompts, which is like, is there any way to export Teams channel conversation, right? This is how the user is going to interact with the bot, and what it comes up with it says, there are multiple ways to export the Teams channel conversation. This includes some PowerShell script which is available by Joseph, which is available by me. I had also contributed one of the sample script around that, and then also by Sudarshan, and then it will give you the responses around that, right? So with this, the idea is that you would be able to naturally converse with the bot in such a way that you would be able to find the samples and you would be able to get some responses around it also. I'm just going to try a couple of more prompts which I have already copied. Like if you want to say, show me samples of SPFX, it would be able to give you some samples which are available in the SPFX gallery with some summarization, and again the adaptive card which is available. And as Bob mentioned, Marcus has been contributing good amount of Teams app samples which is available. Let's try to see if we are able to find samples from a particular author. So you can also try, show samples from Marcus, and it would be able to find all the samples which has been contributed by Marcus, and with the summaries and titles, and basically with the adaptive card extensions which is available. So this was the whole idea. You can try different prompts and everything which is available. With this, I would like to just go through the code quickly. So what we did is we used Teams Toolkit to basically create the base template to create the chatbot. So first and the foremost thing is for any chatbot would be, this on message methods event which would be available, wherein we are capturing the user's text which the user would be querying. In here, typically, we have all the welcome messages and all the greetings which is available. This also can be avoided if we want. We can also send it to directly to the Azure OpenAI and get that. But for now, we have kept it simple to basically, handle some greetings message which is available. Then there is this explore category and explore prompt. What it does is basically it directly, whenever the user selects that actions which is available, it directly sends a static JSON, adaptive JSON card which is available through which. If none of them is there, then what we are doing is we are actually calling the OpenAI API. We are going to see that in detail. One more event is wherein we had that selection of the category choices which we have done, right? So in that case, if we are if the user is selecting a particular category, what we are doing is we are transforming the prompt not just to send the category, but basically tell the OpenAI that, okay, show me samples from the category which user has selected, and this way we are manipulating the prompt so that we get a response from the categories which user has selected. Second is the important method where we are calling the API. This API, what we did is we have the same API which is been hosted or has been part of the same project solution. We will see that what does that API do. But basically, GetDocs API is nothing but querying to the vector database and transforming the user queries and getting the result and responding it back. So whatever we will get back, we are transforming that into an adaptive card and then making it as a carousel and then sending that response along with the summary which has been generated there, right? Now, let's quickly go through the adaptive card JSONs, adaptive card schema which is available. So this is the welcome adaptive card schema. It is a typical adaptive card JSON which is available, which basically when the user would say, you know, what can I do, how can I help, or what things you can do, it will going to send this particular adaptive card. So this one was static, no dynamic data. Again, the second one is the category adaptive card JSON. So this is the JSON where right now we are also planning to make this dynamic in future. But right now we have created all the choices of the categories which is available in the repo. And then there is a submit button action which is been sent. And based on that submit action and the selection category, we are manipulating the prompt which we talked about. Next is the sample prompt which we were there. So basically it's nothing but giving them an option to select different prompts or examples which are available. So this is another example. Then this is the main adaptive card JSON, which is basically the response which we get from the Azure OpenAI and which we are transforming it and sending it as a citation, right? So this is where that body adaptive card JSON comes into picture, where we are basically creating the title, descriptions, the author, the category, and when it was created along with the photos and everything which is there, right? So this is the adaptive card. Then as I was talking, you know, we have two methods which we have created. One was the insert. Insert is basically calling the passing the JSON object from the PNP API which is available. Okay, we will see that in detail, like which API we are calling. But basically, this API we are calling it from a Power Automate which is scheduled to get the latest data from the PNP sample solution gallery and inserting it into vectorized database. And then the next one is the getDocs method. So basically the getDocs method is nothing but calling the internal method which is available and then returning the response back, right? Now, next is the insert method. So, okay, so this is the main method where we are using basically Pinecone, LangChain to create the document and then inserting into the database, right? So for each item which we get from the PNP API which is available, we are basically creating a metadata object where we are using the title, product, short description, and all the fields which is available. But the interesting theory is to basically give the page content, right? So for giving the page content, what we are doing is we are transferring the structured data into unstructured data, wherein when we are vectorizing it, we are not just vectorizing the whole JSON object, but we are actually creating a string of content wherein we are putting the sample title, the description, and we are also within that page text we are saying that this sample belongs to this particular category, which is basically whatever category would be there, and plus we are also telling the author of the sample is this person. So basically this is going to create a sample of string with the title, description, comma, saying that this sample is. So it's like an unstructured data which we are creating and then we are inserting into vector database. Then next is the get document method. So get document method, as I said, we are using Pinecone and LangChain library to do that. So basically, we are initializing the Pinecone database, getting the index which is available, initializing the vector database where we are passing the Azure OpenAI key, we are passing the embedding deployment name, we are passing the API deployment name which is available. And then we are also initializing the chat OpenAI, basically nothing but the OpenAI model which is available. And then from there, we are creating the chain for querying. And then we are calling this chain.call method, which will be passing the query, and the response which we are getting, we are just transforming that response and using it and sending it to the adaptive card thing. So this is the main part of basically what we are trying to do here is creating the calling the API, PNP API. Within our code itself, we have an insert API which is available, which will allow us to insert data into vector database. And then there is a get docs method which is available through which we would be able to query, and we will be getting the response back. So this is the code walkthrough. We are also wanted to encourage, this is the repo from where you would be able to download the SPP, the Teams package file. You can try it out on your personal tenant. If you find some issues, feedback, please share it in the repo sample which is available, and we would be happy to, kind of work on the samples and available. With that, we also wanted to we have some what's next ideas which is available. Right now we don't have ability to keep the conversion context. So every query which we are passing basically considers as an individual query and doesn't understand the previous context. So we are going to work on that so that we are able to keep the conversation context in the previous message until and unless the user reset that. We are also planning to add YouTube community videos which are there, which is on our YouTube channel, so that user would be able to find the YouTube videos also from the same thought. We are planning to publish into Microsoft App Stores as a community app which is available, so it is available for everybody to directly download from the app stores. We are also thinking of adding some ability to send reminders for the community calls. We will give some options there, and also ability to send notification whenever a new samples get added or a new video gets added, so that user can be knowing that okay, there is a new sample which has been added, or this one new sample or video has been added, and they would be able to keep themselves up to date with that. Okay, so with that, I would like to thank you everyone for listening, and also again I'll just keep this slide again open just for a couple of seconds, so that we want you to basically try this and give us the feedback on how it is performing, and we will definitely work on the feedback. With that, I would like to hand it over to David again. Thank you.